Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Empower Your Passion. And you can see I've got two beautiful women with me right now. Hi,
Right,
Rebecca.
Agacha. Hello, Ziki. How are you, my
And
darling?
hi. And we've also got a lovely guest with us. Teboho, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Morning,
Ah,
Ziki. Morning, Rebecca.
Morning. So beautiful to have you on today. So
Thank you.
excited.
I'm excited.
I was about to say that I think I'm doubly excited if I can actually say that because she was one of the judges for Icon Essay last year. And I feel like she contributed to me getting to where I am right now. So I'm extremely excited and just so grateful to have her here on this platform today.
Honored, honored. Absolutely honored. So you were blown away by her life story, Zix. I remember you telling me that.
I was, and I'm not even sure where to start asking her in terms of her story, but I think maybe starting from the beginning, the first time that I met her was at one of our meet and greets for Icon Essay. And she's basically just speaking to all the finalists, if I'm not mistaken, and just sharing her life story and how she's achieved so much in such a short space of time. And I was just sitting there in awe and just really calculating in my head, like, wow, how can I get to where she is as well and even do more? So I just want to, I'd love for the people who are listening just to kind of hear your life story and how you've managed to achieve so many things in such a short space of time. If you can just share a little bit with us on that.
Okay, thank you, Ziki. It was very nice to meet you also, I must say. I think we had a connection. Like I felt like we kind of like similar souls, kind of. So I'm from a small town in the Free State called Bethlehem. I'm the middle child of three daughters. My mom passed away when I was 16, and that was such a fundamental point in our family and also in our lives, because I guess from a very young age I kind of realized that nobody's coming to save you and you have to try to be as self-sufficient as you can. And I think some of us learn this lesson at different stages in our lives, and I'm kind of glad and sad that it happened that young, because I think it really changed my outlook in terms of what I wanted in life and how quickly I wanted it, because I realized that life can be short. And if you don't spend the time you have making sure that you do the things you like, you might end up, not being around and still regretting, right? So fast forward, matric, had no idea what I wanted to do. Older sister really was good at accounting. I also did accounting. I was like, let me do accounting. But I was a hockey girl. So I played provincial hockey from under 13 all the way through to under 18. And a friend of mine's dad offered me a bursary to study engineering. And the thing about opportunity is that it's never wrapped in this beautiful gift wrap with everything that you want. And you absolutely have all the skills to do whatever the opportunity on the table is presenting. Had no idea about civil engineering, what it was about, but I knew that my dad wouldn't have enough money to put me through varsity because he was already paying for my sister's varsity. Took it with both hands. Fast forward, civil engineering, undergrad, then decided to do a master's. And some of the decisions we make are so random. The reason I decided to do a master's was because the professor looked like he loved the subject about water so much. He made it look so effortless. I was like, I could do a master's. And I stuck around and did a master's, and that started my journey in the water sector. And I haven't regretted it ever since, because I really love what I do in the water space. I guess fast forward that, I started working. By the age of 30, I was an associate director in a company that had about 2,000 people overall, and I was the only Black female associate director at that time. I had two kids, so you either getting phone calls about high temperatures at daycare and you're about to walk into a really serious meeting. So I sort of found a way to juggle all of that. And now I'm on the eve of my 40th birthday this year. I've decided to have a career change. I'm a PhD candidate and now have kids aged 13 and 10 and dealing with some serious teenage issues, preteen issues. So it's been a ride, right? But I think there's still so much more to come. So so that's sort of been the start and where I am now.
So wow, yeah, I'm just, yeah, you are absolutely phenomenal. Every time you speak, I'm like, yes, that's why we love you. That's why you're so phenomenal. And like, you're like, yeah, I can do my masters. Meh, I can juggle this. I mean, not everybody can say that, but you certainly can. I know the barriers of having kids, and I don't know the barriers of having a teenager yet. I'm getting there. I feel like my 9-year-old is a 13-year-old sometimes, and it scares me because I'm like getting there preteen, and it seems very scary. So I'm definitely phoning you for advice if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
I wanted to find out a little bit about, I'll phone you about the advice of overcoming teenagers, but just, obviously there's barriers that you faced in your career and in your engineering career. And how did you actually overcome this? Is there any advice or anything you could say on that?
So I think two things. One, be prepared, be well prepared. Two, you can only be prepared if you know what you want. So you have to be clear about what you want so that you can prepare for it. When I was doing my master's, I finished my master's in 2008. So women in engineering was very different to how things are now with the benefits of the Me Too movement and how women have sort of been profiled better. And there's more opportunities, not that it's less difficult. It probably still is in some places, but I mean, in 2008, out of a class of 30 in engineering, there was only 3 females. So I kind of knew that the work environment was very male dominated. When I was sitting doing my master's, I thought, right, I want to be a young mom. So I'm going to have my kids early. And I wanted to specialize. So I really wanted to be known for my technical capabilities in the water space. So in preparing for the work environment, I read one of Glad Maxwell's book. I think it was Emotional Intelligence. So I prepared.
One of my favorite authors. Sorry, I didn't.
Right. Yeah. I think I've got so many of his books.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
So that kind of gave me I think I got this emotional intelligence thing as one of my innate abilities, right? So I think I should be fine. And throughout all the different stages in terms of getting promotion. So I was promoted young. Everybody else at the table was 10, 15, 20 years older than me, but we sort of had the same KPIs. So the imposter syndrome sort of creeps up on you because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you got there because you're already doing something good already. So you have to be confident about the reason why you're promoted and also be honest with yourself about the things you don't know and make room to learn the things you don't know. So I also had barriers like with my peers. So I'm the same age as my peers, getting paid the same amount as my peers, but my responsibilities are 3 times theirs. And while, the people in senior management are getting 30, 50% more than my salary, but got the same KPIs. So you have to be able to negotiate your worth. You also have to be able to be patient sometimes, because sometimes it's okay not to be paid what you think you're worth, because there's still a lot of things you need to learn. And be patient enough to find a way to learn those. And when you're ready and you have the confidence to be able to negotiate across a table and get what you want, then you can go for it. And sometimes you might have to move to another place to get what you want. Because where you are, you won't be compensated for whatever reasons that corporate throws at you. So some of the barriers I also had was racial barriers. Some of the senior people just felt like, I can't take a woman seriously. Like, where's that other dude who used to be the senior person, and the only thing that saves you is your technical capabilities, because that can't be denied. That happened either, so for me also, there was also black on black barriers. So I would meet clients and they'd say to me, where's that white dude that used to have your position? Like, are you sure you're senior enough? So if you don't spend time making sure that you understand your craft, every time you meet those barriers, it just knocks your self-confidence. So it's so important to spend the time being good at the thing that you've decided to specialize in, and the barriers will come. They're always there. It's always another hurdle to get over. So I think we shouldn't shy away from the barriers. That just help you find a deeper you, a more confident you.
I think exactly what you're saying there. Sorry to cut you there, but exactly, you've got to take it's not about the good, it's about the bad and the ugly, because the bad and the ugly is really what molds us and teaches and helps.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's painful though. It's painful while you're going through it.
Of course, but no pain, no gain, as they say. Zeeks, do you have another question for us?
I mean, for me, I was really, it's just one question based on how she mentioned, like, she had this plan that she had set up and what she wanted for her life and what the outcome was based on how many, I guess, years, if I can say that. And I've always had this 15-year plan in my life. Like, I had short-term goal, just 5 years. Okay, by the end of the 5 years, I should have this. 15 years, I should have achieved this. And a lot of people were like, that doesn't sound realistic. And I guess this was the other thing as well, when I was listening to you last year speak about what you wanted and how you got to it, and how you didn't obviously listen to people who might have been like, yeah, that doesn't sound realistic. I just want to know how that was something that kept you motivated to be able to achieve the timeline that you set out for. What did you do? How did you stick and stay on that path?
So I guess for me in engineering, the biggest milestone is to become a professionally registered engineer. So that sort of means that you can sign off on engineering drawings. It opens doors for leadership positions within the engineering sector. And for me, I try to get that as quickly as possible. But for you to get that, you must show a portfolio of evidence of having done certain work, having achieved certain responsibilities. So what was nice about that carrot stick is that it forced me to throw myself in projects that I wasn't yet qualified for my age as a junior. And it also forced me to learn that when you don't know, you find the guy in the business that everybody goes to. And if you spend a lot of time with that guy, you're going to learn so much more than the problems you're having on your current project. So the important thing about a timeline is to also find the enablers that are going to help you get there faster. The people who have much more knowledge than you, who have been there, done that, walked the road a little bit longer, because it just makes the learning curve that much more exponential, because if you do it on your own, then it is going to take much longer to complete the learning cycle.
I must say on that note, I mean, and I'm going to go into something that is coming up for me, but that is your book. You talk about helping others, and that your book is obviously something that is out there now, helping others. And I just wanted to know from you, basically, I mean, it's a guideline of how to create your own seeds. I think we posted something the other day. Don't wait for an opportunity, create an opportunity.
Yes.
And I wanted to know from you, what propelled you to write a step-by-step guide on how to become that better version of yourself in the professional sector? If you could just touch on that for us.
Okay. So I guess in my professional life, I was really looking for excellence, because my two goals were being a mother and being an expert. And when I had achieved excellence, because I reached a point in my career where I looked for it and I said, it's either I'm going to become CEO of a company or I'm going to open my own engineering firm. But that wasn't going to be fulfilling for me. What I now wanted was significance, which is different to excellence. Significance is so much bigger. You just touch on so many people that then do so many great things, right? And I felt that for me to close the chapter of excellence in my life would be a nice way to write a book on some of the things that I have used to, one, find what I enjoy, two, be a team player, three, lead a team. So although it's from my professional experience, even as entrepreneurs, we all need to find ourselves, need to figure out how to find the right team, how to keep a team together, and how to negotiate the things you want to move your business forward. So I kind of had an entrepreneurial mind as a professional also, because we all work in companies that it's about the profit line so that you can actually earn an income. So the book was really just a nice way to close that chapter in my life as I move on to a new chapter.
Look at you, the woman of wonder. Hey? It's like when we speak to phenomenal women, but like you said, significance as well, and that's what we're about. You know, it's having a brand, but having it with a purpose and being purposeful. I think that's most important now, especially now. You know, more than anything. Zeke, you had I know you were chatting about something, because I mean, obviously, Teboho was a judge and is a judge for this year for Icon 2022.
I'm sorry.
No,
I just wanted to say that, I mean, as you mentioned, her brand is so on point with what we're trying to do, or what you're trying to do with Icon SA, and for the ladies this year, and having met them. Yes. And having met a lot of them as well, just an hour ago. And I think when she gives them the talk, oh, I can't wait to see their faces. And I can't wait to hear it again. But if they are listening to this series, or when you do speak to them, what would you say to the ladies that have entered this year in terms of their Icon SA journey, what they're doing with their lives as well as entrepreneurs, or the kind of impacts that they may be having in their communities, or what they're trying to do within their lives? What kind of, I guess, words of knowledge could you impart on them to carry them forward?
Okay, so I think most people never start, right? And most people give up along the way. Yeah. So what I'd say to the ladies is that congratulations, you've started. You sort of put yourself out there, and you probably are going to be at the edge of your comfort zone all the way through the journey, right? But the journey will be worth it, and it will be fruitful, and it will bear fruit. And it will open so many doors if they don't give up along the way. So they've started, don't give up along the way. Don't give up on your dream, even if you don't win, just being part of the finalist and all the things that they're going to learn about themselves, thinking differently, looking at their businesses differently. It will really stand them in such good stead as long as they don't give up along the way. So good luck to them.
Thank you. Thank you. And you'll be part of the journey. So we're so excited about that. And I mean, I'm sitting here with the judge, with the winner. It's such a cool, really. I must just let that seep in a little bit. You know, we're always in such a rush, but you sit back and like, oh, look at these women. So thank you for being here today. We really appreciate your time, your dedication, your wise words, your just your love that you have for other women out there. So thank you. And thanks for being a phenomenal mommy. I know you are, and I know how hard it is. And we still smile, we struggle. I always laugh. By 8 o'clock, it feels like my day is over, because what we go through when it comes to and all the school moms, we like WhatsApp each other as we're driving past, going superwoman, 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 because that's what it feels like sometimes. But thank you for being here today. I know Zeke and I were really excited to have you. So thank you so much. Hey, Zeke.
I feel like every time I do meet with her, I learn so much, and I'm continuously inspired. Yeah. So thank you for coming through and for having a chat with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, ladies. And I think this is such a fantastic opportunity for ladies, right? And it's so well thought out, and it has so many benefits. And I really just hope that all the ladies enjoy the journey. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.